What is up, Terra Squad? It's Solar. Hope you're having a sunny day today. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm feeling all the feels. So the thing is, I have happy aggression. So like how people have cute aggression and they see something adorable and they're just like, oh, let me just murk it real quick. I'm like that every time I get excited. And so right now I just want to strangle all of your necks, like as a collective. And I mean that in the most sincere, yeah. So, a few things. One, my personal goal for the channel was that I wanted to get to 100 subscribers by the new year. Second week of December, we already did that. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you. That was for y'all. Take it at your own risk because I am sick. So probably don't want that kiss. Also, I apologize for the way that I look and I sound because, again, I'm sick. Anyway, fuck all that. Also, my Kalima video, you guys got it up to 1,000 views. I saw that today and I was just like, that's really why I'm just like on edge as far as like my jitters and stuff and just want to strangle. Just bring me your neck, coat. Oh, So yeah. Because I know that's like, again, I know that's rookie numbers to some people or whatever, but like, y'all know how it is. I post very sporadically. I'm very much so hermit mode. I'm very much so like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I don't care who sees, like, whatever, like, it's just, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Let's just say that. So, in my humble Midwestern sensibilities, like, that's very significant for me. And so I can't really tell you or express just how much, like, that really, like, it just brought my spirits up. I'll just say that because, again, I've been sick. So that was amazing for me to experience today, and I'm glad I got to experience it with you guys. And I'm also glad that you guys have been requesting things from me a lot more, in public and in private. It's all good. And when I say private, I mean like requesting in the DMs, like not like, Anyway, so I just want to let you guys know because we are candid on this channel. The reason why I haven't posted other videos about me working with like deities, angels, demons, whatever the fuck you want to, like, just energies in general, is because like I felt like I wasn't in a strong headspace for it, for a few reasons. One of them being the fact that anytime you post like whatever onto social media or any like platform, right, you're opening yourself up for critiques, and you're opening yourself up to like judgment, like all the things, and good or bad critiques, positive, negative judgment, whatever, it doesn't matter. I didn't want to hear none of that. Like, I didn't want to hear nobody like egging me on. I didn't want to hear anybody telling me that what I was doing was wrong. I didn't want to hear shit. So I didn't post shit. The best, one of the easiest ways to keep yourself protected is to just be silent. At least that's how I feel. So that's what I'd be doing. So I didn't want to post anything about the deities that I work with because I am very much so non-traditional in my practice. I always call myself like a rogue practitioner, chaos magician, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I just don't like do anything in a normal way. And I wanted to kind of just, I don't know, make sure I had my big girl pants on before I started posting like videos talking about my personal experience, and again, like leaving that space to have like criticism. Like, for one, I don't debate niggas. I don't know why you grown ass men want to come into my DMs and want to talk shit and da da da. It's weird. It's creepy. Y'all weird and creepy. You need a life. I'm sorry that you're living in your mom's basement. That has nothing to do with me. However, so having said that, yeah, so I just had to keep to myself. And then also, I think a big part of the reason why I felt like I needed to keep it to myself was the fact that, again, because the way I practice and what I believe and how I see things is that these deities or these energies aren't anything that exist outside of you, right? These are dormant energies that are inside of you. And when you start calling on them and when you start cultivating a relationship, working with that energy, it's like that archetype of that energy, right? That it is an archetype, and you're you, and you're your own archetype, right? So then you guys do like a fusion dance, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's not that you're becoming that deity, but it's just you're now like amplifying those attributes inside of you. And that could be a whole video for another time. Like, the baddies that get it. I don't want to spend too much time talking about like that whole philosophy or whatever. We're like 5 minutes in. I was trying to make this a 15-minute video. It's short and sweet, and it's a lot. So we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, so I do want to just again say thank you to you guys for requesting this stuff. In particular, 11.22_Erica XO. This one's for you, baby. But yeah, so we're here, and again, because I don't do anything in a traditional or formal sense, this isn't going to be a video just very like informative about Erzuli Freda, and it's like, oh, she's a love goddess, and her colors are pink and white, and she also likes this and all this other. So many YouTubers have talked about this. You want to learn about her lore? Go find another bitch to do it, because it's not gonna happen here. I'm talking about my experience. It is what it is. So yeah, and no disrespect to the Mambo's biology study, Wombo, all that good stuff. Like I'm not that. I'm not a voodoo priestess, none of that. But like I respect, like, you know, the how people do it in a traditional way. That's just not me. So yeah, and even that, it's like opening myself up to critique for that. I don't care anymore. So like. All right, so I decided to call on Erzuli Freda for a few different reasons, and it was really because, like, I've had a really good year, and especially the past couple months have been like solid, and just very like attractive in a way of like I've just been like, things have just been coming to me like easily, effortlessly. It's been great, lucky girl energy. But I realized like I just like something was still missing, even with all the inner work that I was doing. In particular, if I'm being candid, let's be real here. I do a lot of self-love work because I realized that I was making, and this was like years ago, I was making very childish, self-destructive decisions, especially with like the men that I would date, or like women I would hang out with, like all of those things. And it was kind of like, I realized through me working with Erzuli Freda, right? Because again, I've done all the inner work. I've done this, done that, done the therapy, I've done the counseling, I've done the coaching, I've done the courses, all this other stuff. But it was still like, I felt like I was missing something, right? And usually when I've had that feeling of like I'm missing something, that's when I go out and I seek it from somebody else, right? Whether it be a partner or a friend or somebody, but just, again, something that's outside of me. And I just knew at this point in time, I was like, hey, if that's my cycle, that's my usual recipe, I got to deviate from that. And I have to figure out like a new path. You know what I mean? So I decided that I was going to work with her because for a lot of different reasons, and that might be like for a part 2 or whatever. But let's just say my mentors gave me the go. Like, she's a spirit that has been wanting to work with me, like Caribbean descent. So like I do come with the voodoos. I just don't, again, I don't do it in a traditional way. But yeah, so I found that, I'm looking now because I have notes if I didn't mention that, like the things that I felt like I could always find within another person, right? Or energy that I felt like I could cultivate, like, oh, like, I can't wait till I have a family, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and all this other shit. She really kind of like made it very clear, like, hey, no, like, this is shit that you should be doing now. And again, I've done the courses, I've done all the inner work. Like, it was still kind of like this missing piece, right? And I didn't really get that extra like oomph until I started working with her. And I did a commitment ceremony to myself. And also leave a comment if you want me to do a video talking about my commitment ceremony, like the spiritual reasons why I feel like everyone should marry themselves, especially if you're one of those people like me who, again, you try to, you find value in your relationships like real heavy, like real hard. So when you're not in a relationship or where you don't have that ride or die best friend, you start feeling like less than, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just me. Raise a hand if it's you, bitch, because we're in this together. All right, anyway, so it was really, I called on her for, it was really just for the self-love and for money, lots of money. So I've been getting more serious about like my financial literacy and stuff like that. So I was like, if I'm doing it in the 3D, I want to do it like, you know, as above, so below. So let me just get all the things together. And yeah, so self-love, money, and also hoes that give me money, because that's nice, isn't it? Like, regardless of who you are, like, it's just cool when people just give you things, right? So I was just like, you know, if people they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is. I'm not pressed. But hoes be giving money. I'm sorry. Can we just, big ups to all the simps out there. I just love me a good one. Like, cause y'all just, I mean that. And I know it might sound like I'm trolling, but I truly do love me a simp. Like, I don't even like the term simp because I feel like it's derogatory for like are you a simp or you're a goddess worshiper? You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. I just know somebody's about to be mad. That's all. Like, a very specific person, not like any internet person, but like, anyway, so So yeah, I was like, let me do all this shit or whatever, and what have you, and let's see what's good. Because the thing I knew about Erzuli Freda was that, you know, she brings the love, she brings the money, right? And she'll bring you people that will bring you money. And also, she's also bought me a lot of cool people. I've met a hella cool people the past couple months, like really like nice like individuals that I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not like besties right now or nothing, 'cause, you know, I just met you, but like, you know, we're good. Like I'm, you know, like I have friends. So that's been nice because like most of my relationships are like parasocial. So like having a like you're actually in front of me like type friend, like that's cool. So anyway, so I also opened myself up on signed up for like an online dating thing because like I'm, you know, it's winter in Michigan. I'm a hermit, and so it's like if I want people to give me money, like if that's one of the blessings that she bestows is that she'll bring you people that want to give to you. I want to make sure I have like at least some type of outlet to receive that blessing, right? Um, I'm sorry, because like I had an inside joke with one of my friends, like you know that song, like when the saints go marching in, but like we remixed it, and it's like, oh, when the simps go marching in. It's like, I'm sorry, it's not a great term, and I don't. Oh my god, I'm sorry. This is too messy. It's too messy for me. I didn't mean it for it to be like this, but yeah, that happened. And again, if y'all want story times on that, because the types of people that I was running into online was just crazy. But I mean, I also like if you're gonna give me $100 just to talk to you, I'm not about to turn that down. So, but yeah, that's kind of again story for another time. Well, anyway, so when I first called on her energy, uh, like I thought people were joking when they say like she weeps and you know she's like tied into Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow and all the other stuff, and I was just like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like I do get mounted, I do go into transpossession when I work with deities and like different energies and stuff like that. So that did happen, and for about a week, maybe 2 weeks or so of me doing this kind of like devotional with her, right? I was just crying, and I'm not talking about just like no, it was like like just like bawling, like just like for everything, because she does weep for the world essentially, and just like the state of everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, and why did this have to happen, and oh my god, that happened. Flint don't have clean water, and why don't we? It was just a lot. So at some point I realized like, because again, like I'm not in a traditional like setting or whatever, I just was like, look, I can't cry no more tears, mama. Like I ain't got it in me. Like I'm fucking dehydrated at this point. Like I don't put enough water in my body for how much is coming out right now. And I drink hella water. So that should tell you something. Either way. So but I realized, again, this was my own limiting belief. And I feel like working with her exposed a lot of my limiting beliefs that I had around money, love, self-love, all that good stuff, right? Because even the type of people that I was meeting online, right? The simps, if you will, that wanted to like give me shit. Like I know girls who they meet guys and the guys are relatively normal and they just pour into them, right? And they just like give them shit, like no questions asked. Like they literally don't have to ask or nothing. It's just like, oh hey, I see your toes aren't done. Here's some money for your nails type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do my own thing. I'm not part of the whole flued out culture, if you will. But again, like the baddies that get it. Like you do your thing, mama. So but for me though, I had limiting beliefs around like men doing that type of thing, because in my head I'm like, who the fuck would just give me $100 just for speaking with them? So in my head I always thought that like people that do stuff like that are like creepy, untrustworthy, just like scam type energy. And again, you know, if that's what you're projecting, that's what you're going to attract. And so I realized like, okay, if I want to meet that person who's like, just hypothetically, right, that just wants to like, just give me shit. I need to be in a space of like, even first, like seeing that that's a possibility without them being a whole fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? So that got definitely like revealed for me. And that's actually what prompted the whole commitment ceremony. Cause I was just like, okay, I just gotta stop. Like we wipe this whole slate clean, start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, where was I? Okay, so yeah, so the whole crying thing, right? So she does the crying, but then again, my own limiting beliefs, because she's a love goddess. Like, yeah, she's the emotional and all that. She's like divine feminine energy. But so I just started like doing a lot of different things around my altar with her. One of them being like just amplifying. I think what really has been amplifying my blessing is that I've been in a state of gratitude when I go to her. And I just start talking about all the financial blessings that I've had, all like I love my wares. I have a lot of like little knickknacks around the house and stuff like that. I will like be at that altar and I will go down the list of every little thing that I have. And I'm just like, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my little smoking dragon incense holder. I'm grateful for my bear rattle. I'm thankful for my sacral chakra sound bowl, like all of those things, right? To the point where I would be like doing like happy tears. So not the bawling, but like the cutesy stuff. And I would just offer that energy up, right? Or like there's been times where like I'm dancing, offering that up, right? And even have you ever raise a hand if you ever got possessed by like a voodoo like luau and started dancing? Because it's an interesting vibe. Like, yes. But yeah, so just giving other emotions up, right? Just offering those things up, because that's just energy in itself. And that was another thing too, because like I was in a weird spot. Like I didn't know what I was going to offer her necessarily. So I was like, the least I could do is offer my energy, right? Offer my emotions up. And then from there, she showed me like the type of offerings that she wanted to get. Because I can't just watch a YouTube video or read something. It's like, oh, she likes white cake, or she likes pink champagne. She likes da da da. Like, okay, she likes that for you, but what does she like it for me? You know what I mean? So I had to get that. Like, we had to, learn each other a little bit. And so, yeah. Having said that, though, sorry, because she almost fucked me up. And I'm going to be like laughing and probably joking about this, but this is like serious shit. It's just that I have a nervous laugh. I don't know, it stems from like childhood trauma. So anytime I'm in a rough situation, I end up like cackling. I'm great at funerals. Okay, so I was redecorating my space, right? And that was another thing too, before we get into that. I feel like because she comes in hard. And so I feel like a lot of me doing my nesting around the house before I started calling her in was literally her already like coming to me. Again, baddies that get it. Because I just was like, I just need to beautify my space, like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the midst of redecorating. And anyway, fast forward. So working with her, some of my stuff was still like in a disarray because I'm moving this here, taking that there. This stuff's getting thrown out, that's getting donated, da da da, right? But I had like this little figurine, and it was like of a deity. It was like a little chibi style like deity thing or whatever. Like I didn't bless it or nothing. It's just a little cute thing to have. So I had that, and it was just like kind of sitting off in a corner on one of my bookshelves, right? And so when I come in one day, like, and I'm doing my altar work, all that good stuff, and she's just like, oh, I want that over here. And I was like, okay, well, let me look into that a little bit more, because the little figurine was a deity from a different pantheon, and I was like, I don't know if that shit mixed and da da da. And if I'm being honest with you, I was only doubting myself because I was high. And I began paranoid. Like, I don't even smoke like that no more. I don't know what, like, oh, was that around the Doja Cat concert? Yeah, I was smoking that weekend when I saw Doja Cat. Yeah, and, sorry, I'm like trying to do the, sorry for that. But I was trying to do like the math in my head. It wasn't adding up. But either way, so I did smoke, and I was like doing my altar work, and sometimes I get paranoid. So I was just like, you know what, let me look into this before I do that. And she's like you're just high, like you're fine, everything's fine, just bring it over here, it's cute, I want it, da da da. And I was just like, okay, but also what the fuck I said though, because this is my shit. And she's like, all right, cool. And left it there. But me turning that down, like, it was literally going against my instincts, like to the point where I had a gut reaction to where I like peeled over a little bit. And I was just like, whoa, like that did not feel good. Like that went against everything that like I stand for. And because, I stand for my connections with like my spirits, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just say fuck it. Cause I was like, if I feel like this in this moment, when I say no, like if there's something to happen, like I was paranoid that it was gonna be like some chaos that might ensue if I put this little figurine on her like space. I was like, you know what? At this point, fuck it. Why not? Because I'm like, I already just peeled the fuck over. So like if there was something to happen, like just bring it on at this point. But no, it was so I put it over there. And it wasn't even as much as like, because I don't have a full-on Erzuli Freda altar. She's actually on my money altar, and the colors that I have on my money altar are actually the colors that are on the figurine. And that's kind of why she wanted it over there, I think. Not think, well, I know at this point, but and this where it was, it again, it was just in a corner, like off somewhere. Like I wasn't like actually, like I was trying to actually figure out where I was gonna put this thing. So yeah, so I put it over in her space, and it actually just like the whole ambience of that room. I was like, oh, okay, feng shui shit, like let's get into it, because she's all about that beautifying of your space, right? To the point, like I've neglected my apartment for like a week. I wasn't really doing anything to keep it up because I was just like caught up in my humanity and all that good stuff and whatever, all the drama that was going on in my life, all the minuscule like bullshit that we get wrapped up in. So I come in, and do you think she was happy that I let like this is us, this is we like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't, when I do my works, I guess I'll say this, like I don't do banishing rituals or do any of that. Like if I say like, hey, I'm gonna spend a month working with you, or I'm spend 3 months, 6 months, like however long, hell, a week, whatever. If I say I'm gonna spend this amount of time with this deity, they have reign in this motherfucker. That's how I do things, because like that's the point, to me at least, right? Like I don't see the point of calling on a specific energy just for that one ritual, and then you do a banishing ceremony, and it's like, to me, a banishing means like we're done here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, whatever. Y'all do you. All I know is, so I literally felt her kind of like take over me, to where it's like my consciousness was like in the back seat, and I'm just like cleaning up, because I was just like, I don't have the energy for this. I'm drained. This have like I'm in my own perpetual like sorrow of my humanity, and I'm just like, I can't do anything, and I'm depressed, and so she's like, all right, let me drive the boat. And so I'm just in here like a dutiful housewife, just like beautifying my space. And also at this time too, because again, she's like overtaking me, so everything is just like the way that I was even like cleaning and singing and like listening to her music and songs and all that good stuff, it was very much so like, okay, this is new, like, but I'm here for it. I never got like trans-possessed to clean, but if it gotta be like that, it gotta be like that. So but yeah, I'm like, do y'all see that? Like, I just felt like I just spit like 3 different times. Like, I hope y'all didn't catch it on camera, because I'm not recording this again. I already recorded this video like too many times already, because whatever. Either way, so sorry if y'all have seen any like spit fly out on you, or if you're into that thing. So yeah, we're in here, and at some point while I'm cleaning up, something like, not something, but she's talking to me, and she's like, oh, you know what? And you could put my altar right over here. And I was just like, altar? You know what? I guess I could put an altar over there. And I'm just like, just kind of like pleading with myself of like, you know, just talking like, oh yeah, I can move that like 10 inches that way, and I could just like prop up a little, and you know, just a small table. And then it's like, a small table, why not get a bigger table? In fact, doesn't she need this? And she needs this too. Or Zilly needs this, and you need pretty things. And let me get you some pretty things. And I think you need that. You got me, bitch. Like, you almost had me. Like, then she will almost have you. She will. She requires good blessings. She requires like quality things, right? And it's not like you have to be like rich to work with her or anything like that. You can make promises of like, hey, you know, this is what I have right now, and you know, you bless me, I bless you back. And that's kind of what like essentially like the work that I was doing with her was. And the thing was though, when we first started working with it, like the first day I called on her energy, and I was just like, hey, here's my contract. You know what I'm saying? This is, and when I say contract, I mean like literally that. I do make contracts with my spirit team, with like different deities, all that. And it's more just so my personal boundaries don't get crossed. And when I say that, I mean, how I said in this contract that I was going to do the jar and that was going to be her space and I was going to keep it on the money altar. I was like, is that a good spot for you? Do you enjoy being on the money altar? Because I know you don't like mixed in with other ladies and other deities and stuff like that. So is that cool? And she's like, yes, we love the money. She's all about the money, right? So I put, I didn't have her in the jar yet though, right? And we've been working with each other for a good minute at this point. And so when I called myself, because I was like, hold on, bitch, you got 11 altars in this motherfucker anyway. And you said you weren't about to add another altar in here. So all of a sudden I was like, so where did I get this inspiration to just start buying shit for this altar? And then it's, so she's like, okay, but you didn't give me my jar. So you gonna give me something. Like I'm giving you all of it. Like you gonna give me some. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. So having said that, make good on your promises, because like Lua and like these type of deities, like these heavy deities, like these fucking, look, let's not pretend that all pantheons are created equally, because they're fucking not. All right. I'm sorry. Like I find that there's a lot of beauty and there's a lot of, I don't know. I just find like it's best when we realize that things are different and it's okay. So having said that, these voodoo like gods and shit, man, they'll fuck you up. They will. So you gotta be in a good headspace for it. And it's crazy because like since I started on my path for real, like my mentors or like people I've got readings for, they always told me like, you know, oh yeah, you gotta work with Erzuli Freda, work with Erzuli Freda, she gonna hook you up, she gonna do this, and something always told me like, I don't know, I don't think I'm ready for that. And I really truly believe now that it was my own discernment telling me that, because I was not in a headspace to where, for one, to make a contract with spirit, right? To have those boundaries, those strong boundaries, and to also understand like what's me and what's you. You know what I'm saying? Because me, again, wanted to do the jar. What she wanted was everything, because that's what she does. Why not? You know what I'm saying? But again, having that sense of being able to snap out of it before you turn your entire like living room or like your altar room into a dedicated Erzuli Freda like area, and it's just like pink everything everywhere, like all pink everything. So yeah, make good on your promises, because I feel like she had every right, and not necessarily, when I say she, I mean like the deity and stuff like that energy had every right to come collect if they wanted to. And that's with any spirit that you want to, hell, your ancestors. You don't want to be making promises to your ancestors and not like making do on those promises. Bitch, don't promise shit to yourself and not make do on the promises. But in particular, this shit right here, yeah, no, don't fuck around with the fuck around. You will find out. You will. And like I said, I only had a little like peel over situation where I felt like my stomach was being twisted and like I was being shanked for a hot second. Imagine somebody who, and I say all this because imagine somebody who isn't really respectful of the path, right? Who isn't really with the shits, who isn't really even supposed to be dabbling into voodoo anyway, because I do believe that it has a lot to do with your lineage, and I am Caribbean, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Take that as you will. But I don't mean that in a literal sense. I just mean it like I can fuck with the voodoo. Like just as a bloodline thing, I can fuck with the voodoo. But yeah, anyway, so that happened. And I just, wanted to put that out there. But ultimately, it's been a very beautiful experience as far as like, again, me just learning more about myself and learning about like what self-love really looks like to me, and not projecting that onto other people, or not trying to pour into other people without pouring into myself. Again, if you want that video about my commitment ceremony and how that went and just like the stuff like that, I'm all here for it. Let's see, what else was I gonna talk about? I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it, because like I said, I recorded this video like 11 times over already, but I just feel like working with her has, again, just activated that part of me that I always felt like I needed somebody else. Like, again, like whether I needed like to rely on a family member or a partner, or like just leech off of somebody, like essentially, you know what I'm saying? To kind of make me feel like I make sense. And like through all the inner work that I've done and all that, like all the courses and all the bullshit, and not bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? Like just all the healing, right? All the shadow work, all of that. And I still haven't had that, like that moment of like, oh, okay, like this is healed, or this is like sealed rather, or like, you know, that's not an issue anymore. Working with her at like kind of activated that missing puzzle piece for me. And when I say that, and when I talk about the commitment ceremony and all the self-love and all that beautiful, all the beautiful things like that, new people have been coming up to me, and not even just new people, but like new, it could be old people that have been in my life, but they come at me with this new energy, right? And it's a very genuine energy, and it's very like, it's very loving, and it makes sense because, you know, that's her energy. But when I say that the amount of people that have professed some type of love to me, like recently, has been bonkers. It's really been bonkers. And again, that has come from me taking off that limiting belief, right? Or not that, but those limiting beliefs that I've had, and just really finding that space of like not self, like we're all, I feel like a lot of times we feel like self-love is just being content with self, and it's not. It gets so much deeper than that. And I didn't really notice that depth until I started working with her. And now I'm seeing that, and, you know, just cultivating that within myself. And I think that other people are seeing that as well. And that's why they've been professing their love for me. But also, bitch, why wouldn't you? I'm amazing. So like, anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Like, there's more, but again, like, there's certain things I'm just not comfortable with, like, talking about, like, I guess on this public platform. If you have a more personal, like, Erzuli Freda question, you can always DM me. Like, that's okay. Whatever. Again, request in the comment section. Again, do you want that commitment ceremony video? Do you want me to do a part 2 to Erzuli Freda? Do you want, like, bitch, help me help you. So yeah, I think there's something else. There's another announcement, but, you know, I'll just surprise y'all hoes later. All right, learn and grow. Go for 2 Fs. Bye.